And what's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. It is your boy Cheap Ludes. I took the night off from streaming over on Twitch, though I will stream during the morning on Twitch tomorrow. If you guys are down, please comment down below if you want to see me stream tomorrow morning. A little morning stream for my EU homies. Look, we're back with the tier list series. Today we're going to do the small forwards. Let's rank all the small forwards in NBA 2K22 in my team while I'm full of energy. Check out my new coffee cup. I got a Zoloft coffee cup. I went to an estate sale, and it was like some psychiatrist. Unfortunately, all the Xanax merch was gone. I was really upset about that. Anyways, you know how tier lists work at this point. S tier, unquestionable best cards in the game. A tier, just a shade under S tier. I will explain why they're there instead of S tier. B tier, very, very good. A lot of very usable cards are going to be in this list, or on this tier, and a lot of players that, you know, the community uses. Mid, these are guys that you can throw in a pinch, or they're just slightly outdated. Either way, I definitely will explain. D tier, all your outdated legends are going to be here. You know, you might be able to play them in some capacity. Anyways, F tier. I don't really need to explain. I mean, maybe you can use the cards for something. That's about it. And trash tier. Trash, obviously. So let's get started. Dale Ellis. You know, I appreciate the All-Star program for having such random cards, but my God, were they not usable. F. Talen Horton-Tucker, F as well. You know, he got like such a sick diamond card last year. It's like a real shame that we weren't able to get another Talen Horton-Tucker. I just feel like doing these tier lists has really opened my eyes up to how many cards were left off the table, you know? Trey Murphy, mid. Trey Murphy was fire. I wish we would have got an upgraded Trey Murphy. You know, like just like a pink diamond Trey Murphy and like a swish set or something would have been phenomenal. Just something, you know? Kevin Durant, endgame, S. I mean, look, you can argue and say you don't like this version, you prefer the other one, but it's an endgame Durant. S tier is appropriate. Albert King. I'm going to say mid because I just don't think he's good enough to be in B tier. Trey Murphy will be towards the bottom. You guys know I rank within the tiers, you know what I mean? So I would say he'll be towards the bottom. Larry Bird, B tier. Larry Bird's super good, actually. Very easy to time jump shot, easy to green. He releases it very high up, too, so it's a little bit more difficult to actually contest. And plays good defense, and he moves okay. I actually think Larry Bird is so much better this year than people are giving him credit. Poku, I would throw in B tier as well. I'm not that high on Poku. That being said, he is a 7-foot small forward / power forward that can move. So I'm going to go ahead and put him in B. DeMar DeRozan, D. This card was such a disappointment. Do you guys remember when this card dropped? Man, we were so disappointed in this card. He's not the worst in the world, but he's not great. Alex English, mid. He was in B tier for a long period of time, but like there's Carmelo cards that are better, you know? Iguodala, mid. This card was slept on. Anyone who had this card when he was like, you know, in play and power balancing was really rewarded because this card was really good. Small forward shooting guard LeBron, A. LeBron's jump shot is divisive, but you know, he's got a huge player build. His jump shot is good. He releases it very high. He moves really well. He plays excellent defense. He dunks on everybody. I think this card is A tier, and I'm usually not someone who's very high on LeBron cards, so I think that's appropriate for him. Supernova AK. This is the last AK we got. It's so disappointing. Mid. Andrew Wiggins. I'm going to say he's probably mid. I think this card's still usable. I mean, I've still used him in a few limited runs and stuff, and you can still hoop with this card. He's just kind of outdated. Playoffs, Andrew Wiggins, I would say is in B tier. The card's definitely still usable, for sure. He's pretty good. You know, big player model, good jump shot, plays good defense, dunks on everybody. The card's nice. Anthony Davis, outdated, but I think like towards the bottom of mid tier is appropriate. Like, this card was so much better than people gave him credit for when he came out. I just feel like once we got to the out of position, you know, time, I just feel like cards just started flying as far as like usability and just the zeitgeist of my team. Like, people forgot about cards so fast, but this card was a really good and like top tier small forward for a while. Anthony Edwards, better as a shooting guard, but I would still say mid. He's still an invincible card, so I mean, he's like obviously stacked, but like it's appropriate to probably put him right over here. Yeah. Bruce Bowen, I actually think this card is really good. He's a 3 and D one purely, but a good one at that. Harrison Barnes, he can at least shoot, so F. Anthony Edwards, D. This card wasn't even really that good when he came out. He was okay when he came out. Antoine Walker, I think this card's not too bad, but like low mid tier. Bailey Howell, we didn't get an upgraded Bailey Howell, D. Bernard King, we didn't get an upgraded Bernard King. Yeah, he's like a horrible criminal, but like, he got a card, just give us another one. Billy Owens, outdated, but like mid. This card was really good, especially if you have like a badged up one. Scottie Pippen, I refuse to disrespect my boy Scottie by putting him anywhere lower than mid. This Scottie Pippen card was legitimate S tier at one point this year, which is crazy because I can't remember the last time a Scottie Pippen card was that good. I hope that keeps up next year. I hope Scottie Pippen's back in like an S tier limelight. I take that back because actually, as somebody who uses them, it'd be better if his card was like not as good so that he would be cheap. Bobby Jones. Mid, I like the card a lot, but mid makes sense. AJ Griffin, I would say. AJ Griffin's tough. He's like a bigger J.R. Smith. I'm going to put him in B for now. I might drop him, though. Bojan. I mean, like, low mid-grade. I can't say he's worse than a lot of these guys, but he's not good. Brandon Ingram. Mid. I wish we would have gotten upgraded Brandon Ingram for sure. Brent Barry, F. Bruce Brown, D. Yeah. Brian Russell. We didn't get an upgraded Brian Russell either, dude. Haters. Cam Reddish, I think, is legitimately still mid-tier. Like, he's outdated for sure, but you can definitely still use this card. He is the closest to getting dropped into D, I'll say. Small forward LeBron, B. I mean, he's okay. This one has the shooting guard eligibility, so that's why I would put him ahead, though. Limited edition Carmelo, mid. James Posey, D. I forgot about James Posey, dude. Endgame Carmelo. People may say this card doesn't deserve to be an S tier, but I would say that's incorrect. Like, he definitely does. Most endgame cards do. Invincible Carmelo. By the way, when I have like the Invincible Carmelo, this goes for like all the Carmelos. NBA 75, Bracket Busters, like they're all like B tier. Very good. Especially on next gen. On next gen, they're heat. On current gen, I would probably put Melo down in like mid tier. The reason being is he can't shoot from the corner still in the year of our Lord 2022. Caron Butler, both of them would go in D tier. I'd put him down by like Anthony Edwards. I really, really liked the signature series, Caron Butler, though. Cazzie Russell, oh yeah, dude. I'm going to say that Cazzie Russell is still B tier. He's obviously not someone you want to play at small forward, but at the same time, so good still. B. He's one of the more outdated cards to be featured in B tier too, which is kind of crazy. This Cazzie Russell, he's just outdated, but I feel like he deserves to be down here with Scotty. Cedric Maxwell, at this point he's mid. If you have a badged up one, you could put him in B, but I think mid is appropriate for Cedric at this point. Same with Chris Money Mullen. Both good, but they're outdated. Cincinnati's Powell, D. I wish we had got another Cincinnati's Powell. Like, why not? Who cares? Corey Kispert, D. This card did kind of suck, though. Corliss Williamson, trash. Pink Diamond, Dale Ellis, F. Gerald Wallace, no question, B tier. Gerald Wallace is fire, dude. Kenny Walker, D, but I really like this card. Danilo Gallinari, I would say, is over here by like Iguodala and Albert King. This card was actually pretty good. Danny Granger is D. That hurts my soul to do that, but it needed to be done. Darius Miles, D. We didn't get another Darius Miles either. Rude. DeAndre Hunter definitely gets special mention with like Trey Murphy in mid tier because he was so good. Mark Aguirre. This card, I will say, at this point, F, he came out in season 1, but this was probably the most underrated card in season 1. Like, this card was so good. Luke Walton. I mean, I don't know where to put Luke Walton, to be honest. It's either D or F. I'm going to put him in D, actually. He's better than these guys in F. I would use him over them. Purvis Short. Would I use him over the guys in F tier? Yes, I would say yes. Tracy McGrady. This hurts, man. It hurts, but B. If he had a different stable of SIGs, I would definitely put him in A tier, possibly even S. But that Wiggins behind the back just hurts him so much, dude. On current gen, it really does. Denny. I mean, I have to put him in mid. just because of that dynamic duo. It's so overpowered. Detlef, D. Devin George sucks, bro, but he's still not trash tier. I would say he's like F. I hate this card, though. You can make an argument that he deserves to be in D tier if you want. Vince Carter. He's like one of the worst Invincibles, I think, or just one of the more underwhelming Invincibles, but that being said, B tier is still appropriate. Same with Dominique. Like, I think Dominique's good, but it's just like no one has this card because you have to play like 8,000 games of triple threat to get him. Elgin Baylor, I can't say that he's that much worse than Kazi. I would say they're very similar. Like, as far as like what they would do on your team, you know, Kazi's the better card for 3-point hunting, but I think Elgin Baylor is the better overall card. Pink Diamond Elgin Baylor, really slept on at the time, especially because he could play the shooting guard, but F at this stage. Evan Turner, D. I really thought this card was going to have more longevity, man. Luka, small forward, power forward Luka. Hot take, I think he's still B tier. That Luka jump around next gen is no joke, man. B. Franz Wagner, D. LeBronathan. I'm not ranking the endgame cards in S tier, by the way. I mean, if I had to rank them, I would rank them like this. But LeBron deserves to be there. Gerald Green, D. Yeah. He's just not that good on the defensive end. That's really the only thing that hurts him. Wally Zerbiak, F. He can shoot. Tracy McGrady, I thought I took him out, but B. It's all good. Steven Jackson, D. LeBron. I personally think this LeBron's the best, but let's just rank it like that. S tier. Justice Winslow is actually pretty solid, dude. I would put him in like D, though. If we got another Justice Winslow that could play point guard, I think people would have actually used him quite a bit this year. Troy Brown Jr. He's not bad enough to be an F, so I'll put him in D. Giannis, yeah. He does step over the line on current gen, so he's near impossible to play, which sucks. But I'd still put him S because he's so good on next gen. RJ Barrett. Yeah, B. This card's still really good. If you have a badged up RJ, dude, he can get it done. He can get busy. Power within Vince Carter. Yeah, I would throw him in like mid. Glenn Robinson too. Wish we got an updated G-Rob, dude. Glenn Robinson was good this year. It's got that Danny Granger jump shot. Smooth as butter, dude. Glenn Robinson the third. D. Glenn Rice, I would say, is, yeah, mid as well. I would say that makes sense. Paul George. All right, hot take time. Paul George is A tier. I'm almost putting him in S. I like this card so much. And I'm not usually a Paul George guy. I don't know. Something about this year, dude. His release just feels so smooth. I get to the point with base 3 and set shot 25 that sometimes they're so fast trying to play online that I actually time it better when I'm shooting fadeaways and like leaners. And Paul George's release being a little bit slower and a little bit easier to green is just refreshing. And he's got a huge player build. He's nice. Shocked he didn't get an endgame card. Oh, Rue Diesel. Oh, yeah. No, Rudy is B tier. I'm going to go ahead and move Poku down. I'm not a huge Poku guy. Yeah, Rue Diesel is for sure B tier. I put him right next to like Jarrell Wallace, honestly. Yeah, this is appropriate for him. Oh, I thought I took this card out, but F and D, whatever. Sean Elliott, D, but this card's a lot better than I remember. I just used him like yesterday just because we don't have another Sean Elliott card. He's super smooth, man. Gordon back to blue Hayward, dude. I'm considering putting him in B because I use this card so much. Don't ask. But I'm going to go ahead and put him in mid. I think he's one of the better cards in mid tier. Like, I literally think these are like the top 3 mid cards. No, yeah, that's better. Grant Hill, outdated, but he was good. Nobody really used him, though. Gus Garrard, he gets love. Michael Porter Jr. I'm going to put him low B tier because he's got the player build. He can play shooting guard. Like, he's got a smooth jump shot. He just really can't move. That's, like, the only thing. But he does everything else fantastically. Hito Turkoglu, love Hito, but mid. Realistically, Herbert Jones deserves mid tier too. Like, he's a bit outdated, but we didn't get another Herbert Jones either. Look at all these guys we could have got cards. Herbert's nasty though. Like, Herbert is super good. I would probably rank it like this. Let's see, where's Herbert? Herbert deserves to get in there. Richard Dumas, I think Dumas is mid too, unfortunately. Taco Fall. I don't think people are going to agree with this, but I'm going to put him in B tier. The reason I put him in B tier is there's no point in running Taco Fall at the small forward or the shooting guard just because he's quite literally the best center in the entire game. So it's like, I mean, if you have like Yao Ming and like Kristaps down there, you definitely could run Taco Fall. I just don't think he's really that good. He does get the ball stolen from him a lot, and he's not really that mobile, but you know, he's good though. Richard Jefferson. This card was nasty when he came out. Like, he was like a top tier shooting guard for a little bit. That's crazy. Jamal Wilkes was not, but mid. Nonetheless, shout out to Jamal Wilkes, dude. Jarrett Culver. I'm pretty sure this card has been in trash tier ever since the card came out. Like, I don't mean to disrespect Jarrett Culver, but it has to be like that sometimes. Jarvis Hayes. Anybody who watched my channel all year, you know Jarvis Hayes was my boy, dude, for a long period of time. This man, release was so smooth. Played tough defense, was a limited demon. Jason Tatum. Tatum was okay, yeah, I'd put him like right here in mid. Nicholas Batum, I think this is another hot take, but I think Batum's good enough to be in B tier at the small forward. I think he's very, very efficient. This Jason Tatum ran my team for a solid like month to 2 months, man. This Tatum, if you ran into a dude with Tatum for like at least a solid month and a half, like it was going to be probably an L 90% of the time. People were running this Tatum card into the ground, dude. I have nightmares about this Tatum card. Xavier McDaniel, I mean, he's not bad. He's really not like mid by like Tatum. I wish he would have been like a card that more people had so they could have used him, but Jeff Green, once again, another super slept on card. I'm going to say mid. Jeremy Grant, also mid, though. Dude, people were hunting for that card, man. That was crazy. Jerome Kersey, dude, D. Jimmy Butler's D, but remember, this was like the best shooting guard in the game for like, remember, 2 weeks. Literally, I remember when Jimmy Butler came out and people were fiending for Jimmy Butler, dude, because he was one of the only shooting guards that could shoot and play lockdown defense at the time. Joe Smith, F. John Havlicek is tough to rank, okay? So the reason I say he's tough to rank is, you know what? I'm going to put him in B tier. At the small forward position, he's like a C tier small forward because he's way too small. But at the shooting guard, he's like a B tier shooting guard. So I'm going to put him in B. I will say I preferred when he had the jump shot 17. I preferred that as a jump shot. Smooth on Kyle Korver. But Kyle Korver is also 6'7". But the base 98 is what majority of people attribute to Havlicek and prefer on Havlicek. But I will say jump shot 17, I prefer that one. That's a fire jump shot. Cum Bucket. Such a horrible nickname. Do you think he like hates that? I would hate that. B. Justin Holiday with his little baby hands. F. Kawhi Leonard, still A. I mean, Kawhi's Kawhi. Kawhi and Paul George, once they get invincible cards, are pretty much guaranteed a lockdown A. Except for next year with the jump shot change. I feel like they're not even going to be different, though. I keep talking about these jump shot changes, and I feel like nothing's going to be really that different. Tobias Harris, mid. I mean, he's okay, but whatever. Keith Van Horn, D. Keith Van Horn with set shot 4, trash. Keith Van Horn with jump shot 4, D. Kelly Tripucka, it hurts to have to do that. No, nobody with a mustache that strong is going in F tier. I refuse. We got multiple Durants. Mid Durant here. Invincible Durant. I'm going to say A. He's still invincible Durant. You know what I mean? And then, yes, other Durant, S tier. Chris Middleton. Oh, yeah, dude. You already know what's up with Chris Money Middleton. You guys know how I feel about Chris. Yeah. Kristaps. I'm going to say Kristaps is A. Kristaps is really annoying. He's able to cover basically the entire half court if you do leap. Like, Kristaps so long that if you jump to contest a shot, you can jump from a long period, like far away and contest the shot. So defensively, he's super annoying. The jump shot is clean. He's not the fastest. He's going to be mainly a 3-and-D big man, or 3-and-D big man, a 3-and-D small forward. But like, he brings you things that not a lot of people do. And the reason that I have him over here and Taco over here is just because Kristaps isn't necessarily like a top big man. So you would be inclined to actually run him at the small forward, whereas Taco, you wouldn't do that because Taco's the best center in the game. Does that make sense? Landry Fields, that's my boy, D. Lamar Odom, yeah, I would say for sure B tier. Lamar Odom's very good. He is. Larry Kanaan. All right, another hot take, dude. I love Larry Kanaan, bro. I think Larry Kanaan is so good. I feel like I'm the only person that hypes Larry Kanaan like this, but he's definitely mid B tier. Larry Bird, I might be the only person that thinks this too, but Larry Bird is S tier. There's no way you can actively argue that one of these guys in S tier doesn't deserve to be there. I'm just not buying it. Matisse Thybulle, small but mid. Michael Finley's mid. I mean, Mikal Bridges is mid. Though I do like this card, though, but he's still mid. Mike Dunleavy is mid. Mike Dunleavy is actually really good. He was one of the last diamonds to come out, realistically. Gerald Green, D tier. This card held me down in limited. Gerald Wallace, yeah. Where's Bernard King at? Gerald Wallace, this card was hot fire. If you had this card, you had a leg up on pretty much anyone you played against for a little while. Mike Miller, decent. Sadiq Bey, this was the guy. We never got an updated Sadiq, too. Disrespectful. ML Carr realistically is F for nostalgia factor. I mean, I would put him in like D tier, but realistically, I would say F. Though I just lost him, so I don't know where he got off to. Like, oh, he's right there. Okay. OG and Anobi, mid. He was okay. Otto Porter F. Paul George, mid because he's outdated, but if you have a batched up one, I would say B tier is appropriate. Paul Pierce, I don't think I ever ran into this card once. Peja, I hate this card. He's probably mid tier realistically, like low mid tier, but I hate him. RJ Barrett, not disrespecting RJ. RJ is still mid tier. Grant Hill. People say this card sucks. I'm not really buying it. I would say B tier still. Robert Covington, B. I like this card a lot. I don't know what to tell you, dude. Maybe it's the my team hype just kind of washing over me, but I'm a big fan of this card, dude. He's pretty good. Furcan, anybody who watched me in the early days knows this was my guy. Robert Reed and his luscious ass Jerry curl, D. George Gervin, it sucks that he's trash, but he is. They really just always disrespect George Gervin, I swear to God. Scottie Pippen. Oh, man. This is going to ruffle feathers, but I have to say that Scottie Pippen is A. He's so good. I know people are not going to agree with that sentiment, but I love Scottie Pippen. I think his jump shot is the most manageable it's ever been. His defense is top tier. Even against like endgame cards, it doesn't matter. Like his defense is there. So I'm gonna stick to my guns. I'm gonna put him in A. Rolando Blackman, he was actually pretty good when he came out. Shane Battier, oh yeah, dude, mid for sure. Sean Marion, he is not very good, but you can still get buckets. His jump shot is atrocious, so yeah, his jump shot's bad. Oh, with the Evo though, the Evo keeps him in mid. Tari Eason. He's not half bad. Mid. Terrence Mann, D. Terrence Davis, F. Terry Dissinger, mid. It's unfortunate, but mid. We never got an upgraded Dissinger, dude. So whack. Iced out Terry. I'm sorry, it hurts to do that, but he can't get so many badges. Nah, I won't. I won't do it. Mid. TJ Warren, F. Tony Kukoc, D, and Trevor Ariza, D. I actually like Trevor Ariza. He's pretty good. I don't know. Let me know what you think down in the comments below. Like I said, comment down below if you're down for an early stream tomorrow, like 9-10 Central, maybe. If not, just don't say anything. It's all good. But drop a like on this video for real. I hate having to ask for likes, but they really do help. And I'll be back with the Power 4 tier list later. So, peace.